All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David King.
I'm Fred Cilbrith.
Welcome to Keeping It Real. And I want to start by actually saying congratulations to my co-host and newest cast member, Dave Ryan, on, well, your graduation ceremony in a way of being certified host. Congratulations to both you guys.
Thank you very much.
Dave.
Proud of both you guys. Sorry I wasn't here for some of that. I've been busy, but I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you.
But now we jump into today's show. Today's show, it's something that, I got a lot of art done on me to represent this. It's the ADA laws. And I don't know as much about it because I was a little kid, but one of my broadcast colleagues here, Dave Ryan, knows a lot about this, so I'm going to hand this part over to him. And Dave Ryan, you lived through this. You went through this. You've seen things through this. What was it like for you and just going through this, before everything was it was for disabled people today? What was it like before that all began?
Well, things were a little rough. It was tough to get around. The buses were old and antiquated. You always had to go up and down stairs. Buildings, you had to do the same thing. You had elevators in the commercial buildings, which was good. But it was a tough go. Now they put in curb cuts, they put in walk lights, and there's a lot of organizations that formed in the mid to late 80s. Like, for example, Milford's Independent Disabled Persons was founded around 1985, and they were one of the very important people that pushed for the Americans for Disabilities Act laws that we're about to discuss today.
Right. I mean, exactly. I mean, without them, I've always said this to Fred, we wouldn't be able to do a lot of stuff that I'm able to do today, including sitting in front of you guys at home right now, tonight on TV. We wouldn't be able to do that without these laws being passed.
Right.
Tell us. Me and Fred, we're younger. We're grasshoppers still.
Right.
We went to school, and just about every school is accessible, and
Yeah.
we came in a time where it was all said and done. As a matter of fact, me and Fred met each other in 1992, when all this was just being passed to, be able to do what we do now.
Right.
How was it like going to school, when you were a kid, and for other kids that had a disability in that time frame?
Well, that's a very good question, Dave. I'd be happy to tell you that one. What was done in my case, when I was going to grammar school, we were all put in a room because we weren't able to climb the stairs to the different grades and the different classes that were offered at the school. We were all stuck in a room with different age groups and different mental capacities and stuff like that. Everybody, physically and mentally disabled people, were all lumped into one room.
So
in one group, and it was kind of, it developed a very, very bad stigma back in the day. It really did.
So in other words, of course, we were segregated from normal population.
Yes.
Because of us being not even different, just having some challenges.
Physical challenges.
Yes.
Right.
I know, Fred, you've been quiet over here in the
Yeah.
corner over here. I mean, me and David over here, we're talking. Let's go forward a little bit here. You were a kid, I was a kid.
Yeah.
When you first started school, how was it for you and having a disability?
I mean, it was different. We both went to the same school, and stuff. But from what I understood from a documentary I watched one time, they were integrating disabled with the regular population or the regular people in classes, just to get them to be social with other people.
Yeah, they were
At that
mainstreaming.
time.
Right.
That's when things really started to improve.
Right. Did you ever feel discriminated?
No.
I mean, personally, to me, I certainly did, and I'll explain why. Because I went to school, you went to school, but we couldn't do things. Gym, we were in a corner, they were playing gym.
Yeah, he's right, folks.
If you recall, we were in the corner and they were playing gym, and they give us a ball and tell us to bounce the ball while the rest of the kids ran around.
Either that or you sit.
you know, for Dave, I know for you and your time, it was even worse than that. But like you said, we're all in one room. To me, I say it all the time, I can't stand that. And a lot of times I tell Freddie, people that don't have a disability, I kind of despise them. I know it may sound wrong, but I do. Not only for that, because when you talk about up to date, you know, it's still something like that. It's like we're no longer segregated.
Right.
We have equal rights, but we don't
Right.
always get equal opportunity
Exactly.
as
Right.
regular, normal society. You know, jobs don't want to hire us a lot of times because we're liabilities.
Right, exactly.
Because if you fall on the job, it's a lawsuit to the job. Am I correct?
Right. You know, I remember one time there was a big thing in schools about giving extra time to students that are in special ed.
Yeah, and I had that back in high school.
You know,
Yeah, me too.
and, you know, and let me make it clear, folks. Just because you're in special ed don't mean you're, you know, crazy or anything like that. You know, let me tell you something, because there were some kids that were regular in special ed and they were really special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What special ed, I guess, means to me, because I had it, and I bet you had it, and I bet Dave Ryan had it, is you learn at your own pace. That's why they had the resource center back when you were in school. If you had to go to do homework, you would go to the resource center and spend 15 minutes to an hour doing your homework because you had the extra time.
You know,
You know, they still do it in college.
Oh, okay, that's
You know,
good.
I have it, but I don't really use it as much because I try to finish it within the time frame. But if I need it, like for a math class, I need extra time because I'm like, I don't know how to do the formula right for a problem or something. So I've gotten it in the past, but they still have it, but you just need to ask for it.
now I got a question for both of you guys, and I want each of y'all opinion on this. What was the one most thing as a kid growing up with art disability you hated and you hated? And I'm gonna start with you, Dave, since you were first. I'll start with
Oh,
you.
gee, thanks. Okay, when we were disciplined, we were put in a corner. It's the equivalent to today's timeout. And we had a principal down the hall, and he would take out the paddle, and if there was a kid a kid from the regular classes, the normal 7th and 8th grade classes, they would get paddled. Back then, they disciplined kids. They used actual things like a
So if
cricket bat or something like that.
So
or
if you were
paddles.
disabled and you got out of line, how would they go by disciplining you as a disabled person?
Well, they would put you in a corner. That's all. You'd have to sit there, listen to everything that's going on. Like if there was a fun activity, you couldn't participate in it. It wasn't anything bad. They weren't really physically abusive to us, which was good.
Did they have the dunce cap like they usually have in the movies?
No, that's a myth. We've never
That's a
seen.
myth?
I think that's a myth.
We've never seen
That's
that.
for TV.
That's for the cartoons. That's for Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. You know, now Fred, I'll turn to you. What about you? You had a disability in school with me. What was the one thing about having a disability in school that you did not like?
I mean, there were two things. I went from being in surgery to being in a wheelchair, so not being able to play with the regular kids in a PE class, that was the biggest thing for me. And then second, going from a wheelchair to crutches is you walking down the hallway and people are just staring at you and they don't know why.
Oh, we
Or
went
like the one thing I used to hate when I was a kid was I used to wear shorts. Now you know, because you had an orthotic on your leg, they would stare at the orthotic. And the kid would be like, "Mom, what's the orthotic for?"
You know, and that, you know,
And I hated that. That's the one thing
mine-
I absolutely hated.
my one thing that I hated. Well, I mean, for me, I can go on forever. I mean, but the one thing that I hated is we became the entertainment for the regular kids. You know, let's trip the guy. Let's
Right,
push
okay.
him down the ramp and let him go and see if he can hit the wall like a crash dummy. You know, all that. You know, and a lot of people say up to date, disabled people, we're angry. You know, you see us, we're angry.
Well, you
we don't
wonder
like-
why we're angry.
Well, that's the thing. Some of us are, and we're angry because society does not always treat us equal. Now, I get it. Everybody gets, you know, not even regular people always get treated the same. But we are mostly the face of some kind of entertainment. You get a job, they want to hire you. If they hire you, they feel like it'll be good for the, you know, for the building or for the company. not thinking, oh, he could do the job. No, you're just going to be a poster kid.
I mean,
to say, hey, we gave him a job.
I mean, here's a question for you, Dave.
Okay. Which Dave?
Dave, what?
Dave Ryan. Did they have handicapped accessible bathrooms, like stalls,
we did.
when you were in school?
Yes, we have. We had a sliding door. We went into a bathroom, and it was at a certain level for the wheelchair.
Because I know we did. I don't know how.
We had a special
often
bathroom
we
in
used
the
it.
room that we were in, so that was not a problem. And then there was a physical therapy department too, so that some of the kids would go in there for physical therapy, which is a really good program.
Well, I remember going from school to school and having a physical therapist actually there in the school to be hired by the school to help me with my legs and stuff.
Yes, that's what we had.
I used to always have a little laugh at myself. I'd be like, I get out of class early just because.
I guess that was one of the perks. I mean, for me, I was always the kind of guy that's like, I hated how everything kind of segregated us. Like they literally made us like, okay, well, first of all, I hated the word retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to hear that a lot too.
You know, I work with disabled kids who are, more challenged. But let me tell you something. A lot of them still think they can't talk. They may even have a function of 5-year-old, but they still got feelings.
Right.
Another thing I couldn't stand, the word handicap. Let me explain something to you. I'm a person first, a disability second. And that's the thing, and society has not given that up. We are handicapped. We are handicapped. And then people are not even considerate. People are rude to disabled people. And I can't stand it. Buses, they don't want to stop. They want to go past. They don't want to, it makes me sick. Me and you say it all the time. Relationships, we're not looked at as the person. We're looked at because we have a disability. I mean, why should we? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm one of the people, I dated a disabled person without no problem.
Right.
But I don't think, for example, in a relationship status, that I have to be limited to just dating disabled people.
You shouldn't.
And
society shouldn't do that.
Well, they shouldn't do that, but they do that. My biggest thing with the whole, with having the ADA laws and everything, these people fought. Some people even got hurt, killed, to fight for people like me, you, to be here, and of course, like I said, and go to work. And then there's some disabled people that I despise that are disabled who basically look down on us. Let me tell you something. We may be different. We may be different races, but we all the same because we go through the same challenges. I do believe in the word strength in numbers. But if you're disabled and you want to sit home and you want to collect Social Security, then you're defeating the purpose of a guy like Dave Ryan here who went through, that Disabilities Act. A guy like me who comes out every day to claim his independence. It's not to be popular, it's not to be the man, it's to be a part of society.
Right.
A guy like Fred who wants to have a future and wants to be social and goes to school every day. If all you want to do is collect Social Security, then you're defeating the purpose.
I mean,
because that's like being, like Dave Ryan said at the top of the show, being stuck in a room. Only difference is you're being stuck in the house.
Right.
Yeah, that's real bad.
Right. The one word I hated, to go off the words that we hate, I hate the word crippled. I'm sorry. That's like,
I'm not disagreeing.
You want to get me really upset and really pissed and all that. Say crippled in front of my face. No, you just don't. Because one person that's saying it doesn't understand what I go through or what you go through every day to get up to go to work or to get up to go to school or take the bus.
Well, and a lot of people may not like me for this, but that's why I always say I have a little bit of a disdain for people that are not disabled, because not only do they not understand, but they take things for granted that a lot of us that have a disability would love to do and don't get to do. Right. Like, playing sports. And I don't mean just wheelchair basketball. I mean, ain't none of us going to be Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Ain't none of us going to play professional football. A lot of these guys, a lot of these people, they get these opportunities in life and they don't have a disability and they throw them away. They treat their husbands, their wives, they treat them like garbage. And we would love to just
right.
have somebody, not for
Absolutely.
anything else, but just to be happy. They get jobs and they refuse to come to work. They get jobs and they lazy at the job itself. And then they're not even a people person. And a guy like me, a guy like you guys, would love to just have a job that claims to say, hey, look, I'm making myself some money. Everybody's got to complain. They take every little thing for granted and they don't appreciate anything. And that's why I have a disdain for that. My biggest thing,
to a point, yeah.
I am disabled. I have cerebral palsy, but I'm very proud of it. And it's not just, okay, because I'm in a chair, I'm proud of it because, you know, we are so much more than a person in a wheelchair, a person who cannot see, a person that's mentally challenged. Let me tell you something, a person who's mentally challenged, they have a thing called a Dynabox, and that machine is their voice, which means they still have a voice, okay? Just because somebody may walk funny don't mean, like I said, don't make them any less man or woman. They can't see,
Right.
don't make them any less man or woman.
Right, exactly.
I am tired of everybody saying, well, you guys get equal rights just like everybody else.
No, we don't.
You say that, but on the surface, we don't get treated like that. We don't even get those opportunities.
My thing is, why do regular kids go and pick on us? Do they even realize what they're doing? No, because they're kids. But if I could reach one regular kid and say, hey, what you're saying to that special ed kid or the kid with the disabled in school, that has an effect on how they are in life. So watch what you say.
You know, more than just watching what you say. I mean, it's that's one thing, but it's like treat us as, you know, as human beings. You know, stop coming up with excuses why this can't happen, that can't happen, or why you don't want to hang with us, chill with us. And for those that are part of us that are disabled and don't want to do anything, it's like we're giving the people that look at us. And let me make it clear, I'm not bashing every single person in this world. There are some people in this world who's had a brother, a sister, a relative, a friend, or have even worked with people with disability and have a somewhat of understanding. They can never have a fully understanding because, of course, to have that, you have to physically have one. But I'm not talking about those people who stand by the people with disabilities. I'm talking to all those people who proceed to look at us as like just, oh, them guys. We're not them guys. We're just like you. Mm-hmm. Okay, we vote at the polls just like you. Mm-hmm. Maybe a lower poll, but we vote just like you. We have, you know, it's ridiculous. You know, we are a part of the United States. We are a part of the world. And you know, it's about time that somebody comes out and speak, spoken. And a lot of it, they don't want to give us a voice.
No.
Going back to you, Dave, you know, a lot of that Disabilities Act and of course politics always plays a part. You have a lot of people, I believe to this day, they work under these, you know, programs for people with disability in the state that helps people with disability. But let me ask you, how many people in these offices are actually disabled?
You'd be surprised. There's quite a few.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
But most of the ones that make the decision are not even disabled.
Well, I don't know that for what the exact stats are, but I know there's a great body of handicapped people that are working in the different offices. They're financial analysts, computer wizards, and gurus and stuff like that.
Right.
And the thing about what's going on today is that I think we've forgotten a lot about what was done in the early 90s, middle 80s, early 90s. So people need to be
exactly.
re-educated.
I'm about to say enlighten us with some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Was done.
Right. Well, Travelers Insurance in Hartford and SNET back in in 1992 made a nice videotape on several different workers that were good examples of working in the workforce, and that was a real eye opener for a lot of things that were taking place for the disabled person. But the thing that I want to stress out that there's been a lot of things done around the big cities. They've made curb cuts that allow for wheelchairs and people that are on crutches and canes.
Except for when it snows.
Except, for when it snows. But being born with a disability is one thing, but acquiring a disability after you were born without a disability is another thing, such as the veterans. They're a good example of people that have acquired disabilities from serving our country. I salute each and every one of
Almost
them.
definitely.
But to be born with a disability, you get acclimated to it. You're able to function because you're adapting. You've had coaching. You've had a lot of help throughout your life, so you're adapted. But to acquire a disability from even a car accident or something like that, or a war injury, that makes it so difficult. That makes it unbelievably
definitely.
difficult.
That's a whole life-changing experience. And sometimes you have to forgive me. Sometimes I'm not sad about some of those people and I don't mean none of our war veterans that went to war and fought for our freedom. I'm talking about some people that have been in car accidents or whatever.
Sure.
Sometimes I don't feel bad that happened to them. You know what? Sometimes I feel they deserve it. You know why? Because now they understand what it's like to be us. Because most of those people are probably the same person somewhere, somehow laughed at somebody with a disability, made fun of somebody with a disability. Now the shoe's on the other foot. Now you're one of us. Now you have to live life like us. Now you have to see what we have to go through. But only difference is, like you said, Dave, we've been going through it since day one, so we done adapted to it, and it is normal to us, and it is nothing to us. Now you have to learn to be like us. Yes, I know what I'm saying right now may touch a lot of people, and they may not like it. Well, I ain't about this. I have a problem with this because us as disabled people never really get too much of a voice because we're either too scared or we're worried about this other person's going to put us down or make fun of us. You can make fun of me, but that doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the fact that I want to be treated 110% like everybody else out here. That includes work. That includes at work. That includes going into Taco Bell. That includes dating. I want to be normal as normal can possibly get. I'm tired of all these ignorant questions and these ignorant comments. Can you have kids? Yeah. Do you guys feel pain? Yeah. At first it's like, I feel so sorry for you because you're disability. Why you feel sorry for us? If we're not feeling sorry for us, we don't want you to feel sorry for us. Yeah. If I don't ask for your help, don't assume that I want your help. Because if I want your help, I'd ask for your help. Yeah. I have a voice.
Yes, sir,
that's what I don't like. People assume that when people with disability, I got to do this. And they're not even doing it because they care. They're doing it because they feel, I have to do a good deed. Listen to me, you're not going to do something for somebody in need because you care. Don't do it at all. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time, okay? I got friends who are not disabled, and they're good friends. But I got a lot of friends that are disabled. I have these guys have about 10 tattoos, and just about every single one of them
He's about to get another one, folks.
Has something to do with a disability. Why? Because I'm proud of it. Yeah, I'm black, but it's for me. I don't consider myself black. I don't consider myself white. I don't consider myself Hispanic. I consider myself an advocate, a person that speaks out for others with a disability, including his own self. Okay, that's what I am. It's like any race. Being proud of your people, and my people is all the disabled community. That's what drove me to make this show. That's what my co-hosts are, because it's our opportunity and it's our time. And I think it's about time that we get recognized for who we are. And stop being in the shadows of life, because we don't deserve to be in the shadows of life.
No, not.
We should be right there at the front line.
I was on the bus today coming down here to do the show, and I was talking to one of the bus drivers, Eric.
Oh, good.
On the West Shore bus in Milford. Okay. And he goes, I said, I'm doing the show, this and that, and we got talking, and he was like, hey, but you're making a difference. You're affecting society, and I really thought about that on the way down here.
Wow.
And he's right.
It's true. Yeah,
we do that every week because we do a show.
Definitely. And just like Dr. Martin Luther King, he had a dream. Well, guess what? Disabled people got dreams too. Okay? We got dreams of having a job. We got dreams of having kids. We got dreams of getting married. Okay? We got dreams of graduating college, high school, elementary school, playing with regular kids. We got dreams too. And I think it's sad that people crush our dreams just because, I don't feel you can do it. You don't know what we can really do. Only we know what we can really do, because only we know our limitations. Right. Okay? You know, Fred, what you can and cannot do. Dave, you know what you can and cannot do. I know what I can and cannot do. Right. And, I'm not ashamed to say those things that I cannot do and ask for help.
But as one of my friends said, your disability is all your frame. It's all your frame of mind, or
Yes,
how you think.
it's mind over matter. A disability is a frame of mind. You don't see anybody that with a disability that's out here that you see out in the community caring about their disability. So why should you? Because I don't care about my disability. Because when I roll down the street, I don't see it as rolling down the street. I see it as walking down the street. Okay.
You go pretty fast down the
when
street,
I get
folks.
dressed, I dress like everybody else. Ain't no special clothes because I'm disabled. I'm wearing regular clothes. When I go shopping, I shop just like you do too. Okay? It's all in a state of mind. I'm a human being, and I'm a 28-year-old man, not a 28-year-old handicap, a 28-year-old man. And I, first of all, and I want to say thank you to the people that made the Youth and Adapt, the people that passed the law for the Disabilities Act. I
Right.
thank you. You guys are like legends to the disabled people, because if it wasn't for you
That's
guys,
right.
we
Yep.
wouldn't be sitting here. And I got to thank you for that,
We
for
probably-
giving us the opportunity.
For disabled kids that go to college, we probably wouldn't be going to college
All
without
of
you.
it.
So I
All of
thank
it. From
you.
independent living to going to work, they made it
Immensely.
possible. From taking the bus, the cabs, the planes, the trains,
See.
they made it all possible. And for that, I thank them. And I but what I just feel that there's too many of us sitting on the sidelines and just letting time pass them by and passing away. Dr. Martin Luther King didn't sit down for his people to have equal rights, and I won't sit down for our people to have equal rights neither. I mean, maybe that's an omen because my last name is King. But anyway, guys, we are coming close to the end of the show. I'm sorry, my mouth was just going off.
It's all right, man.
Anything you would like to say, or you would like to say?
Let's start off with Dave Ryan.
Well, thank you very much. What I think what we need to do is to become more aware of, of each other's, situations. Just look around you and see what's going on around you. There is quite a bit of things happening all around us here, and there's if you go to the different hospitals and places, you'll find a lot of disabled people that are in there to live. Like New Britain Children's Hospital or Newington Children's Hospital is a really prime example. They've been on television all the time for different campaigns and stuff. That's a real good hospital. I was there for a while too for a problem with my foot, and but some people have to live in these hospitals permanently, adults and children, and out in the community, just stand by and watch to see if they need help. If they need help, they'll definitely ask for it. Like Dave King mentioned before, if they want the help, they'll politely ask for it, and that's basically it. That's all I got to say. But just look around and you'll see somebody with a cane or two canes, or a wheelchair or something like that. You never know. But that's it.
Fred, what about you?
Well, watch how you treat people and be more aware of how they are, to bounce off what Dave Ryan's saying. Because the more you're aware, the better people will treat people in general. How you act affects how a person is in their life. What you say, what you do, anything you do in life, it affects how the person is. So be kind, be courageous, and be there for them if that's possible. Because you don't know what the next second, if you go and be there for a person, what it could do for their day or their year or month, whatever. So be there for everyone that you can be.
Well, very well said, Fred. With that said, my last words is this. I will not stop fighting, and anybody out there that's disabled, you want to claim your independence, nobody's going to give it to you. You go out there and take it. With that said, I'm David King.
I'm Fred Cilbrith.
I'm Dave Ryan.
Thank you for watching, keeping it real. Have a good night.